Welcome back to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder, where we explore the mysteries and scandals that have shaped the Show Me State. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy. Thank you for being back with us today. Your support means the world to us. Megan, anything new or exciting to talk about before we get started?
Let's see. We did go to a show for my birthday.
We did.
Uh-huh.
We did. We went to a dinner theater.
We'll
just leave it at that.
And we won't say the name of it.
No.
The show was really good.
It really was. It was a really good
show. The food, not as much.
No.
But it was fun. What about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I decided to quit substitute teaching.
I know. Here, ready?
High five.
Yeah, hey, there's
nothing happened. No. It's not like I went in and had a bad experience. I just, after 5 years, I'm just in my heart done with that section of my life, I guess you could say.
You've put in your time, and dedication, so nobody can say that you haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What year does our case take place today? I don't remember.
It takes us back to 2016.
Oh, that's right.
9 years ago. So can you set the stage for us? What was going on back in 2016?
Yeah, so our case today, just called the Whitney Gray case, did happen in 2016. So not that long ago. Back in 2016, just again to kind of set the stage, the Orlando nightclub shooting shocked the country. 49 people were killed in what at that time was the deadliest mass shooting in the United States, which is very sad.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember or not, the Standing Rock protests dominated the headlines in 2016 as Native communities and supporters fought the Dakota Access Pipeline. So 2016 was kind of a big year for like taking stands. Colin Kaepernick, I think he was with the 49ers then maybe, but he took a knee during the national anthem to protest racial inequality. So again, some big stands taken in 2016, about certain issues. On a lighter note, though, the Chicago Cubs finally won the World Series. And this was the first time since 1908. So, and Mindy loves the Cubs.
I do, even though they kind of suck for the most part. I just always have had a little love for them in my heart. And that's honestly the first baseball game in my life I ever watched from the first pitch to the last out. I mean, I literally didn't take my eyes off of it. So that was a happy day for me.
You've been to that stadium several times and had fun.
Yes. Wrigleyville is a great time. If you ever get the chance to go see a Cubs game, you need to go for sure.
Go do that. Closer to home in 2016, the Chiefs won the AFC West with a 12-4 record. Meanwhile, the Royals sadly came off a World Series win and went 81-81 that season, but that's okay. We love them. And then I thought this was interesting. In 2016 in Kansas City, that's when the Kansas City streetcar system debuted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a great thing for Kansas City. I don't know. Have you ever ridden on?
Only once. Have you?
One time.
One time, yeah.
Yes.
I liked it.
Great experience. So again, lots of continued growth in Kansas City. So yeah. But those are the things that were going on in 2016. Anything else you can think of in 2016?
No, not without Googling it.
Exactly. Me either. All right. Are we ready to get going?
I'm ready.
Okay. Before we get into the nitty gritty here, details of this case, let me pose a question that will lead us into this topic. But have you ever experienced road rage, either personally, you've had road rage, or you've been the victim of it?
Yes, I have personally had road rage before. I wish I could say that I hadn't.
Yes.
I've also been in a car with another person who had road rage, and that was scary.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've never been a victim of road rage.
Good.
So no one that I know of or that I paying attention. I didn't notice if I was.
If you were, you didn't notice. So how would you define road rage? Like, I think that's an interesting question, too. Like, if you had to say the definition of road rage is
a weird feeling that takes over your body and you don't care about the person in the car next to you at all.
Right.
And when you're, I don't know, I've seen people like flip people off and things like that and have road rage. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. I think the way you handle traffic says a lot about your personality.
Well, and I just think, especially in today's world, it's a risky game you play engaging with road rage.
Yeah, because of guns.
Yes. And so that's what this story we're going to find out. road rage really can be a lot about like at the wrong place at the wrong time, or responding the wrong way at the wrong time or whatnot. And that's kind of what we're dealing with here. I have had road rage as well. I think everybody has. That's a natural feeling. We're not saying that it's not. For sure, it is. It's a problem. And people every day driving to and from work, I've said that if I had to drive like into the city every day and back home.
Oh, that's what Ross has to do. And he says it's crazy the things people do in their cars. Like, they'll be putting on a full-on makeup, hair and makeup.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Terry has said the same thing as well. And so I'm glad we don't have to do that, but we totally get why people have road rage. I have not necessarily been the victim of road rage. I did a few months ago have someone who I think they thought I like cut them off in a roundabout, those roundabout things.
Yes.
I think they thought like I'd gotten their lane or something, but I didn't even know it. So all of a sudden I'm in my lane and then I feel this car on my tail, like really on my tail. So I kind of slow down. I thought, well, go around me. Well, when they get around me, they like rev their engine and try and stay even with me. And they're like trying to stare me down.
Just waiting for you to look at them.
Yes. And I'm like, I am not looking over.
I'm not engaging. I'm
not engaging. And I ended up pulling into a neighborhood. So they would just keep going straight because they were freaking me out so much.
Yeah.
So
okay, I got to lose them.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it could have been nothing, but it felt off.
You know where road rage is big time that no one really talks about?
Where?
The freaking McDonald's line.
Oh,
they really have someone merging. I mean, that is a road rage asking to happen.
Waiting to happen.
Like, I was in front of you. No, you weren't. I was all over McDonald's.
I saw someone post the last week, a post of a McDonald's drive-through where, you're in one line and then it splits.
Yeah.
And they're like, I think people out there need directions and a map. For sure.
That was the worst thing they could have done. Because it stresses me out. Because I get up there and I'm like, oh, this fucker, pardon my language, is going to definitely cut me off.
Yes. Or if I pull into this lane, is that person going to be mad because they think I've cut them
And then
off?
they're behind me, staring at me and hating me the whole time. It's just such a tough decision.
And they want their
make.
Big Mac and their McDonald's Coke.
But there is a reward, though. You do get the Coke and fries at the end.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, that is, I think, a good case to make there. We don't just have road rage out on the road. Well, parking lots are often
yes, they are
the site of road rage incidents.
Yes.
So that is our topic today, folks. We are talking about road rage. What do you think are some of the things, Mindy, that cause or trigger road rage? Like, obviously bad driving. We know that. But what specifically do you think makes people go so crazy?
I think people in general are out on the road and they're just in a bad mood and cranky and going to or from work or whatever. May have some kids in the back seat. I don't know. I just think people just flip out. Like,
yes,
I don't know what the trigger is, but I think if you're just in a general bad mood, it comes out.
Yeah, it can just accentuate that or whatever you want to say. Yeah, I don't know. Terry and I talked about this too, and really like trying to pinpoint like an actual root cause or trigger, it's hard to do that. It's just somebody makes a movement or action on the road that you view as a slight to you personally for some reason, but it is. And so people are annoyed, they're irritated, they're tired. Like you said, workaholics or people that are on the road or have had a stressful event.
And honestly, when people get road rage with me, I just let them go. Like, I don't care about their finger they're waving in the air, the cuss words. I just ignore them, and you just have the road, man. Like, I'm just going to get as far away from you as possible and let you rage away.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes I think too, like, you know what? I'm going to assume someone's in there having a baby and I can't see them and they're in a hurry to get to the hospital, or
a mother trying to get to a child.
Yes. Yeah. Or somebody's having a heart attack, or, you try and think the best, but yeah. So this is a very interesting topic though, because as we'll hear in a little while, the statistics for road rage have gone out of this world the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So this case, as you guessed it, road rage, and it's going to take place, like we said before, in 2016 in Independence, Missouri. So for those of you who are not maybe familiar with where Independence, Missouri is, it's considered part of Kansas City Metro, but it's to the east of Kansas City, and it is its own town, has a pretty good population. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is the site of this terrible murder case that does remind us how quickly, like, when tempers take over and that split moment of rage can really affect someone's life forever. So today's story is about a young mother named Whitney Gray. And I showed Mindy the picture of her with her 2 young sons. But she's a young mother. And this is about how a Sunday night drive to a local store to grab a few things before the week starts, unbeknownst to her, turned into her final moments here
Wow.
on Earth. Yes.
And I do remember when this happened.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like the location of where it happened.
Okay. Well, let's start with where this took place. Again, Independence, Missouri. This is, again, if you do or don't know about Independence, Independence has a very deep historical base. Independence has a lot of history is in that town. So, first of all, it is human Harry Truman. It is
Human Harry Truman.
It is Harry Truman's hometown, and it's got neighborhoods. It has strip malls. It has the Independence Center still, which is one of the last few shopping malls left around here. And it has busy roads like Sterling Avenue and Winter Road are 2 roads, and those are 2 roads we're going to be talking about in this story. So a lot of historical and, again, kind of metropolitan type things. So in 2016, the population was around 117,000.
That's a lot,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Pretty big city.
Yeah. It surprised me. I knew Independence was big, but I didn't realize it was that big. And for those, again, who may not be familiar, I've said that like 3 times now, but Independence is also known as kind of the main jumping off point for 3 main U.S. trails, the Santa Fe, the Oregon, and the California trails. So that was considered the jumping off point in Independence. And therefore, I didn't know this. I mean, I knew that's where these trailheads started, but I didn't know Independence was known as the Queen City of trails.
Oh, I did not know that either.
Yeah. Plus, it's also the location of 2 different Civil War battles. I think they were just called the Battle of Independence, as well as where Frank James and his wife are buried. They're buried in Independence.
Okay. Where Jesse's buried in Kearney.
Right. So this small city has a lot of historic and culturally significant events and areas, and is the setting for our tragic case today.
Okay. Should we start by learning a little bit about Whitney Gray?
Yes. So let's talk about Whitney. And the following description comes from her friends and family. I got this from several different articles, and as always, we'll put those in the show notes. But her friends and family said upon her birth on February 26, 1994, she was 22 when this happened in 2016. But on February 26, 1994, in Iowa City, Iowa, Whitney Marie Gray was born and filled the household with joy and laughter. They said she had an angelic presence and an infectious smile, which when you kind of look at that picture, I kind of see that for sure. While growing up, she never lacked affection or warmth. She was raised by her loving parents, and she had 5 siblings. At some point, her parents did get divorced, but from what I could read, it was very amicable, and they always came together for their kids, grandkids, and Whitney had unwavering support pretty much her whole life, which is nice. But by the time she became a young adult, she had, the way they described her was that she had a tenacious spirit, which makes me think maybe she was a little sassy and spicy, kind of, which is fun. And that she had a deeper understanding of the way the world works. So I don't know if life had kind of thrown some curveballs at her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I hear someone that has developed a tenacious spirit and a deeper understanding of the way the world works, maybe she had some things that kind of...
Well, it sounds like she lived life on her own terms.
Right.
So that's admirable.
Yes. And they said she was a very giving person. She had a heart of gold. Her friends and family, again, adored her. And she was deeply in love with her devoted partner, and his name was Brett. And she had also embraced motherhood with open arms. She had 2 little boys, and Whitney and Brett, they're like, we've got each other's backs. We're here for each other no matter what. And they were just excited about the future and their family and what potentially could be.
Yeah, and that's how you are at 22.
Oh my gosh, I know. So yeah, at the age of 22, she's like, I've got everything, maybe not everything I want, but I'm getting
pretty darn
going.
close.
Just like a 22-year-old. You're just starting your life. However, sadly, as you're going to find out her plans did really change in the fall of 2016.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm curious as to what happened to her.
Yeah. Here we go. On October 16th, 2016, Whitney loaded her 2 sons and her 16-year-old niece into her minivan, and they headed out for just a typical Sunday evening grocery run at a store that was located at 23rd Street and Sterling Avenue in Independence. So I don't know if it's a Walmart or a Target, but it's basically one of those big box stores. And I actually watched footage from within the store and out in the parking lot. And I mean, this is just it's Whitney. She's got one of her kids on her hip. One's in the cart. The niece is walking with her. They're just shopping. Again, it's a Sunday evening.
Nothing abnormal about any of that.
And when you see film footage and like that's the last moments of someone's life, it's
tough. Hard to watch. Yes.
So sad. So sad. And again, just an ordinary evening that goes.
Just hanging out with her kids and some
Yes.
shopping.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, there again, everything can change in a split second. So unfortunately, behind her that night as she pulled out of the store was a man by the name of Christopher P. Taylor. He's a 39-year-old from the area driving a white Toyota Sequoia. And witnesses later said before he was even near Whitney's vehicle that they had noticed him tailgating that evening, that he was being a aggressive driver, and that he was just kind of determined to provoke somebody that night.
So he was on a roll.
Kind of, yeah. And I don't know if any of those people reported him or called or said, hey, this person's driving erratically, but...
So do you know did he have a history or what was his deal?
Christopher Taylor,
yeah.
Okay, good question, because honestly, I could hardly find anything about him.
You don't just one day freak out like that.
Right. And that's not what happened here by any means.
Right.
What we do know is he was ex-military, or is ex-military, Army specifically, and he uses that as an excuse as we get going here. Okay. He's 39. What we know is he was 39. He's ex-military, and at this time, not married, no kids. So really, again, could not find
Okay, so
really too much about him.
Right.
Now, back to the events of that evening in October of 2016. So it's around 7:40 p.m. And again, on the video footage, you can see Whitney pulling out of the store parking lot. And she does pull out in front of Christopher. Like, if we're saying, okay, should she have waited and let him go by before she pulled out?
Yes,
maybe. But here's the catch is she pulled out of the parking lot and took a right out in front of him, but they had a red stoplight just feet in front of them. So they were both going to have to stop no matter what.
Well, that's always the case.
Right. Eventually. And so it really didn't matter who pulled out, but unfortunately it did. So he was speeding excessively and they both had to stop pretty quickly at this red light. So as they pull away from the light, he's behind her van. And he's tailing her pretty closely. Multiple witnesses describe him as speeding, swerving, and he's trying to get around the minivan and
he's
almost
lost it.
Yes, he's almost caused a wreck as is.
Mini wrecks.
Yes. And most of this initial incident of him kind of tailgating her from the light is on the store video camera. And then they leave to where you can't see anything as they pull off. So, But I mean, yeah. At this moment,
you would think he would maybe back off or
right.
But what happened?
Because this is where typically, someone who's mad or maybe has road rage. Okay, I've tailgated him. I maybe even honked at him or gave him the fist as I drove by, but that's it, right?
I don't want to kill him.
Yes, this is not a life or death moment. You're hoping, but so at the intersection of Sterling and Winter Road, we mentioned that before. This is where Whitney's van stops next to Taylor's SUV. So they've pulled off from this red light with him behind her.
Yes.
They have advanced now to another light and he has now been able to get around her.
Okay.
And he is sitting beside her.
So there they are at the red light next to each other.
Correct. And a shouting match erupts when either Whitney or her niece roll down the window. Taylor also rolls his window down and they're shouting. And either Whitney or the niece, we're not sure who, says, hey, we have kids in the car. Like, you're scaring our kids. Stop. You're scaring my kids. Quit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as they pull off, so this little thing happens, as they pull off in a split second, Whitney's niece makes the decision, to hurl a beverage out the window at Christopher Taylor's windshield.
Oh my goodness, that was bad. That was
Yeah.
a bad move.
Yes, and she admits that was a bad move. She totally, of course, regrets that now. She said, I was really angry, and she also admitted that after they had said, like, we have kids in the car, and he wasn't backing off, that she was very scared, and she didn't know what to do.
Because he didn't care.
Right, because they could tell, like, this guy's a bit
He's
unhinged.
not backing off. Yes.
Yes, he's feeling kind of unhinged.
I mean, yeah, that was just the cherry on the cake, the drink.
Exactly. And so what happened then happens in a blink of an eye. Literally, Christopher Taylor pulls out a gun. And within a one shot, they're side by side. So she's thrown the beverage out. It hit him in the window, of course, pissed him off. So then he gets back even with them. They both have their windows down. And before the niece said she could do anything, she sees him pull this gun out. He shoots once. And sadly, the bullet pierces Whitney directly in the center of her chest.
Does it kill her immediately?
Yes, pretty much. She slumps over the wheel, and her niece, I'm sure, was scared to death. Her niece attempts to take the wheel so that they don't crash, and basically takes them into the side of the road so that they don't crash. But she describes this, the niece does. She's trying to take over the wheel. Here her aunt is slumped over. She's knowing she's been shot. These two young kids are in the back, and she said they're just screaming.
So the niece was in the front with her?
Yes, and the boys were in the back, and the boys are just screaming.
So she's trying to work around her to drive.
Yes, she's like trying to take a hold of the wheel, trying to stop
gosh.
it. And so, yeah, I mean, just a nightmare. She does get it stopped. And there are one thing that happened that I'm like, well, that is good, is there were a lot of witnesses.
Okay.
So that is good that there were a lot of witnesses, and other drivers rushed to help. Of course, several people were calling 911, but by the time the paramedics got there, they said her chest wound was so catastrophic that it would have been very hard for her to live through that. And she was officially pronounced dead at the hospital at 22 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Again, typical Sunday evening.
Just over traffic.
Yes. Over.
Pulling out.
Yeah.
Like, she had no idea that would be a very...
She had no idea when she made that choice to pull out in front of that car.
Well, she may not have even done that intentionally.
She may not even realize she pulled out in front of them, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So police did work very quickly, and they gathered surveillance cameras from nearby businesses, and they were...
and that's good, because 2016, yes, they're starting to be cameras.
Yes. And that's, yes, and they're able to use that. And the video camera from the businesses showed the Toyota Sequoia that Christopher was driving, trailing Whitney. Again, that was kind of the footage that I was able to see. And witness statements were lining up. They're like, Christopher was tailgating her, driving aggressively.
It was noticeably bad.
Yes, and it was noticeably Christopher, of course, until she threw the beverage out the window. But he was the one who was pursuing them. Mm-hmm. So by Monday morning, this is like 12 hours later, 15 hours later, Christopher Taylor fails to show up to work, which is unusual for him. And so his boss finds that interesting because Christopher Taylor is usually reliable. And his dad, especially, who lives in the area, noticed that his son, I don't know if they lived together, the dad and him, or what, but the dad knew that Christopher had packed up some items and left town very quickly that Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
And didn't know what the heck was happening.
He was not sticking around.
If that's your son, nephew, and you, all of a sudden they come home, pack a bag, and they're like, hey, I'm going out of town for a while. Just on a whim. Right. Like,
are you going somewhere fun?
Can I come?
Right.
Yes.
Where are you going?
So I think the dad definitely knew that was suspicious. But he didn't know what he'd done, of course. But Christopher knew the act he had committed. And so he, of course, was like, I'm not sticking around.
Yeah, he had planned that.
Correct. He had recently just bought this toy Toyota Sequoia. And in 2016, well, I'm sure before then, I don't know when but like now we're talking about built-in GPS tracking in vehicles.
Yes.
So the dealer where Christopher bought the Toyota Sequoia was able to help investigators track it through the GPS. And very quickly, they realized he had left town and was heading pretty much straight north to South Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah. And that he was already hundreds of miles away from Kansas City in
So
South
he
Dakota.
did this, went home, packed up his shit, and left.
And left. He knew that
He was on cameras and everything else.
Yes, he knew.
There's no, I mean, he reacted so badly and probably surprised himself. Like, he didn't have a
Yes.
history of any of, and
Yeah.
he was like, what did I just do? And then I'm out. I know they're going to find me.
I think you're right. We're going to find out that really he did not have a history of doing things like this.
Okay.
But yeah, he knew right away. So on October 18th, 2 days after the shooting, so it's now Tuesday, police locate Christopher Taylor at a hotel in Box Elder, South Dakota, which they claimed is about 600 miles from Independence. So he didn't resist. He knew why they were there.
Yeah.
They found him holed up in this hotel room with his packed belongings, and he pretty quickly admitted to them that on his way through South Dakota, he threw the weapon into the Missouri River.
There's a lot of things in that Missouri River.
I know. I think we've talked about that already before in just a few cases we've done. But like everything. Like
Missouri River.
Yes.
Missouri
Gregory
River.
May.
Yes.
Missouri River. Yes. That thing has all kinds of.
You know why? Because that water runs fast and hard. So it's hard to drug it. What do you call it?
Dredge it.
Dredge it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's fast. It's powerful. It has lots of twists and turns. And it's so muddy.
It's dangerous.
Yes. And Missouri and Mississippi. So yeah. So, to me, I think that, and this got him, which is good. He obviously has destroyed evidence, which is
shows
bad.
that makes me think he's guilty.
Right. I mean, right away, I threw the murder weapon away. Not looking good.
Not looking good.
So the Jackson County prosecutor at the time, her name was Jean Peters Baker. She wasted no time announcing charges. And she said, okay, we're charging Christopher Taylor with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Now, I'm like, second-degree murder? Like, this is first-degree murder, right? Like, he, pulled that gun out and shot her point blank. Well, I don't know how much you know about the difference between the types of murder.
I don't.
I know. And that's how I'm like, okay, I know there's a difference and I've heard it before.
I know there's first degree, second degree, and then there's manslaughter.
Right.
Involuntary manslaughter, voluntary, all kinds of things.
Different stages. Well, basically, second-degree murder in Missouri means that you knowingly cause someone's death without premeditation. So he knew when he shot that gun he was probably going to kill her, but they don't think he left that day seeking Whitney Gray.
I think this is the perfect second-degree murder.
Yes.
If that's what it means. This is exactly what happened.
Exactly. And so, yeah. So knowingly causing someone's death, but it wasn't premeditated. And then he got the armed criminal action charge because obviously of the gun. And then he also threw out the gun. And so that adds charges to his sentence that we'll talk about here in a little bit because it does not end up equating to what I would call justice.
Yeah.
But during his trial, Christopher Taylor offered what I would consider a lame, strange, bogus explanation. He says he reverted to his Army training, saying he reacted to the thrown cup as if it were combat. Someone had yeah, come on.
No, it's
come on.
Cup. It's not a bullet.
His exact words were this, I quote, "I don't know why, but it was a negligent discharge. I didn't want it to happen. I panicked. I just hit the gas." So
there you go. Second-degree murder.
Right. And Dylan Gray, Whitney's brother, disputes what Christopher says and is actually using his own words against him, which I think is interesting. So Dylan says, you said, Christopher, that it was a reaction to contact. And when the cup hit the vehicle, you immediately pulled the trigger. It was like combat, like response. But Christopher also knew and told the investigator that I knew it was just a cup of water. or pop. I knew it was a cup. I really didn't feel threatened. Like, I knew it wasn't like he was throwing a grenade at me. She was throwing.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Now,
yeah. So Dylan's like, okay, you knew she wasn't like pointing a gun at you. So you had to shoot back.
okay, my question is, was this gun in his lap the whole time as he's doing all this road raging, like pulling up to her to see if the gun in his lap ready to go?
So from what I read in several articles, he told police that he had become so not paranoid, but basically convinced that this world's a bad place and, there's lots of bad people and he has to be armed at all times.
And you said he was in the military?
Yes. So he's in the military. So according to what I read, he kept a loaded handgun in between the seat and the center console to where at any moment he could reach down, pull, boom. And the fact you feel like you need to drive around Independence, Missouri with a gun right there that you could latch onto at any moment. Well, we're going to find out why that may be the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, with the increase in road rage and deaths. But yeah, supposedly he kept that gun. I mean, he was kind of like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the
For the
right
moment to use
opportunity.
it.
Yeah. So, but again, excuses. Dylan Gray's like, you said you didn't feel threatened, and now you're saying you did. So bullshit. I call bullshit on that. So Whitney's father, Sean Gray, he's a veteran himself. So he's been in combat, called Taylor's claim careless and disrespectful. And he said, I don't believe he's safe for society. I don't think he should. Yeah. If that's how he's responding
to
yes,
road rage. Yeah.
And 2 women and 2 babies in the back of the seat, and you're that threatened. So Sean and his wife, of course, took in Whitney's 2 boys. So Whitney's parents, or stepmom and dad. And he describes that his grandson, who was 5 when this happened, and this is so sad, had nightmares about the shooting. And he said, my grandchildren have been given a life sentence of not having a mother.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so this guy deserves to have a life sentence of being in jail. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fair. Whitney's Aunt Angela brought a stuffed monkey to court, and when you would squeeze the monkey, it played a recording of her voice. Wow. I know. And that's the only way, she said, that her son can ever hear his mom's voice again.
They need to record that on something else, too, because if that thing quits playing.
It reminds me of, Build-A-Bear and those.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember we went. And yeah. So like the Build-A-Bear with the voices and things in them. So the jury did find Christopher Taylor guilty, but he was only sentenced to 24 years total. 7 of those years were because of the murder. The other ones basically were because of the armed weapon charge. It was crazy. So basically,
I don't care if it's first degree or second degree, you should be in prison.
Yes.
Because if you just reacted that way and you killed someone, you need to pay. And there's no way that you're okay to be in society if you're going to do something like that.
Right.
All of that does equal life in prison, I think.
You made the decision. You made a bad decision. And you took
on a whim.
On a whim. And you took someone's mom, sister, child. And 24 years, bogus. Now, I don't know exactly how all the law works and all that, but the family, said, of course, we're not happy with this. They felt it wasn't enough. And the prosecutors wanted way more than 24 years, but that didn't happen. And prosecutor Michael Hunt said, this crime had the maximum result, meaning the maximum result is someone died here in this crime. And so we should have a maximum penalty.
Yes.
But that's not what we got today. And that Whitney deserved and her family deserved so much more. And her brother Dylan again said after the trial, I cannot believe after everything that jury was presented with that this is the verdict they came up with. He might do 85% of 7 years. So like I said, I don't know how all that works, but pretty much for her death, he only got 7 years. The other was like the armed gun charge.
So it's just okay to lose it and kill someone.
And
24 years.
Yeah. He says he might do 85% of 7 years with time served on what he's already done, So he's maybe going to do a couple of years, maybe 3 from today's date, and that breaks our family apart. So when this happened and he got sentenced, they're like, he might only serve like 3 to 7 years. That's a possibility. And Dylan's like, this isn't justice. And now he's worried about how this decision is going to affect his nephews, who again at the time were little and were in the van. And they're like, now, sorry about Jersey. But he's like, 7 years from now, those boys won't even be teenagers and he could potentially be out of jail.
That is scary.
Yes. And they won't even be old enough, he said, to understand what life is about, but they're going to have to understand that their mom's murder, it wasn't an accident. Their mom's murder is out walking this earth with them.
Exactly.
Yes. So he said, we have all the strength and smarts we need, but we don't have our nurture anymore. That's what she was, Whitney. She was here to be the soft, kind-hearted family member that we needed, and we don't have her anymore.
And really, she didn't even do anything wrong.
She didn't.
I'm sorry about losing my voice, but she's not even the one who threw the drink. Like,
no.
She just was there.
Correct.
And pulled out in front of him.
Correct. Yeah. The whole thing is very sad and frustrating. And again, the issue at hand here is road rage.
Yeah.
And sadly, this is not unique, you guys. This is, yeah.
Do you remember people having road rage when we were like in high school and stuff?
No.
Me either. I don't remember any road rage.
No. And first of all, I mean, I was driving a 1977 Pinto. So were you. They don't get up and go too quick. And it's like, I'm not going to be road raging anybody. But no, I don't remember ever being worried about driving that somebody was going to be aggressive with me while I was driving.
Yeah, and you didn't pull up to a stoplight thinking somebody was going to shoot you.
No, or that somebody has a gun that they might, if I do or make the wrong move, that I could potentially be shot.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is. I had never, heard of road rage until like the late 90s.
Right. And I think that's why it's really important to highlight this case, is because this is a growing issue. Listen to this. Studies show over 500 people needlessly, stupidly are shot in road rage incidents each year in the U.S. So 500 people. That has doubled in the past 10 years. And researchers believe, of course,
that has doubled
in 10 years.
1,000 people are shot?
So it went from like 250 a year to 500. And of course, most people say it's because we now have conceal and carry laws, and we have more people that feel the need to carry guns more than ever. Mm-hmm. So there's opportunity when you've got a weapon in there. And according to the Kansas City Star, this article, Missouri has some of the most confrontational drivers in the United States. Missouri.
I 100% believe that.
Me too. Missouri ranks second for aggressive driving behaviors.
Where's first?
First was California.
Yeah.
So ranking, I think of those highways in there and the traffic there, maybe. I'm pretty sure California was number 1. But ranking second nationally for aggressive driving, plus Missouri experiences, and this is, I think, what's scary, the highest percentage. So we're number 1 in this. The highest percentage of drivers being yelled at or threatened by another driver. According to Forbes data, Missouri's got the highest percentage of that.
That is crazy. Seriously. We need to get a grip, yes. Missourians. This is not okay. Like, we cannot be in second place.
Yes. And why do you think that is?
First of all, I think our roads need a lot of work. And
Agreed.
I think people get really irritated around this area. And the reason our roads are in such a mess is because of salt from our terrible winters.
Right.
So I think...
So you think the condition of the roads,
yeah,
and that kind of thing.
The people are already pissed off and they get in the car. I don't know.
Well, and I think, we do live in a state where a good portion of our year we're in winter, and I think people sometimes get that seasonal depression. We do have a lot of people in our state too who commute to work.
Yeah,
if you think about it,
well, if you
in
live
cars,
in Kansas City or the surrounding areas, right, you're going at least 30 minutes one way
to get to your job. Yeah. And so I don't know too, the fact we have more
True.
commuters maybe.
And then when you're done, you're done. Like you want to
Oh.
get home when you're done. And so does everybody else. But some people just handle it better than others.
They do. And they forget that they're not the only person on the road.
Yeah.
And that's again, like just trying to think like, okay, we're all in the same boat here.
And now Missouri has that law where you cannot even be holding your phone.
Yes.
So
Which I think that's
a great idea. And the schools have also cut down on that too. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, if you don't already have one of those magnetic phone holders or put your phone away, obviously you shouldn't be on your phone, but definitely have it somewhere that
I
you're
don't
not.
have a magnetic phone holder.
You need one.
I do need one.
So that you're not digging in your purse or anything.
I do need one.
Other alarming Missouri driving statistics include we are also the second highest percentage of intentional cutoffs.
Believe that. It's like they want you to die. I'm gonna merge on this highway. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna run over you. I'm gonna kill you, lady. That's how you feel.
And then it's your fault. And they're honking at you and you're like, I don't know that I did anything.
And you both end up at the next stoplight together.
Oh gosh. And then I'm like, can I get as far away from that car as I can so we're not near each other?
Yeah.
Or at the stoplight, I'm pretending like I'm fiddling in my purse so they're looking over at me. Yeah. Okay. And we're also at the third highest percentage. We have the third highest percentage of drivers forced off the road by another vehicle.
Okay.
Which just happened to you.
Do you remember? Yes. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was on my way here.
Yes.
I was on my way here.
I was on my way here.
I was on my way here.
What happened?
And trailer tractor was merging onto 152, and there was a lady on my left that wouldn't let me in, and it was literally I had to drive in between the two vehicles. Neither one would give at all for me to go anywhere, and I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my!
I mean, I got here and I told Megan, I'm like, I need to calm down, do some breathing because I feel like I just about died.
She was pale and red at the same time, sweating. I'm like, oh my!
My heart felt like it was going to come out of my chest. Yes. And I just thought, why? Like, why didn't the person on my left, see that? Why didn't the tractor trailer give me room? Like, why were they working against me? So I believe that.
And it's one split second of them doing something like that and someone is injured or killed.
Maybe all of us.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
Calm down. Like, if you're feeling road rage, just freaking pull off the side of the road and get it together. Not the side of the highway. Just pull in Quick Trip or something and get your shit together. Don't do that.
Yes. Do not engage. Experts say the safest response is do not engage. Do not yell back. Do not gesture. Do not roll your window down.
No, that's inviting it.
Yes. Do not any of those things. If you're truly scared and you feel like someone is being aggressive with you, you need to phone 911. And if you can give the license plate number and your location, drive to a police station if you know where it's at. Or kind of like what I did was I tried to lose them as quickly as I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, do not engage. The way I think what's happening is, the road rage, the deaths are going up because more people are scared of these kinds of things, of road rage. So they're like, I've got to carry a weapon with me because
I
I'm
think
scared.
A lot of things are scary right now, but
they are.
It includes people are doing it now. They're killing you over the road.
So I think some people, I know they don't think the guns are the answers, but they think they need to protect themselves. And then
it would have been better for Christopher had he not had that gun in that car. But I realize if I had a child, I don't know if I would hook them up with a gun or not. Would you want your kids driving around with a gun?
No, that's my personal thought is now I drive with a knife under my seat. So I have something
I do too.
To protect
and I'm pretty
me.
Sure they would end up using it on me, but
mine's dad's old fishing fillet. It probably wouldn't cut anything. It probably would not cut a thing, but I like it.
Hold on while I stab you. It's very dull. So give me.
So I would not want my boys riding around with a gun just because of there can be accidents. And I do think most people that conceal and carry in their vehicle put it in their glove box or put it, but it sounds like I said, what I read, this guy is literally driving around with it pretty much on his hip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do not respond, do not engage. And, I didn't know about this case till I started doing some research on um, incidents in Missouri and Kansas City. So, I mean, she wasn't famous. She's not a wealthy person. She's not someone that, again, I even knew before this story, but her name is so important because she was 22 years old.
Yeah.
And not only do her kids not have her, but her kids witnessed her murder.
Yeah. But I
And
mean,
so,
they're immediately going to need therapy for the rest of their lives. I mean,
and that 16-year-old niece who made the decision to throw that cap
oh,
out, I'm sure just every
well, she
day
needs to let that
she
go.
does. You're right. And I think it's important we keep saying her name, Whitney Gray, and that
Yeah.
people remember that, that
She's a pretty girl.
yes, and that every life matters, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, and that holding back instead of reacting can mean the difference between life and death.
Yes.
This situation, we had a confrontation really quickly, but even if he wouldn't have had the gun, things can happen and people sadly die or injured every day because of these road rage cases.
Yes.
So
Every day it looks like a lot.
a lot. And if you want to know more about this specific episode, there are a few documentaries out there. The main one I saw that looked pretty good is called See No Evil, and it's on the ID Network, and it's episode 9, season 12 on See No Evil, and they go into a little bit more description about things. But yes. So, I mean, what can we take from this? Well, I mean, it's okay to get irritated and people have tempers and we know road rage exists, but choices matter.
Yes. And you have the choice every day when you're behind the wheel what to do.
Think
Let
first.
people in. Think first. Let people merge in.
Yes.
And I mean, especially at McDonald's.
Right. Come on. Don't. Yeah.
And McDonald's, maybe consider getting rid of that because it does irritate me.
It's confusing. Agreed. I mean, and all you're wanting are your Big Mac and fries.
It's
And
right.
it becomes stressful. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's think first. Don't react. Just like we said, try to think maybe that person in that vehicle, something really bad's going on
I
or
think this is a good
something.
podcast. People needed to hear this.
I think so too. And it is hard and it's sad, but it's reality nowadays, what we have going on. So yeah. So
You did a
again,
great job,
yeah,
Megan.
well, just want to remember Whitney Gray and her family.
Yes. And please follow us, you guys, on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram at Missouri Mayhem, Mystery Murder, of course. And you can also listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcasts.
Yeah. And if you are enjoying our show, it really, really does matter if you can leave us a review or share, wherever you listen to your podcast, share that with your friends. And it does help us continuing to keep victims' names in the spotlight and
Yes.
talking about these
And we
things.
appreciate your advice as to our
Oh,
voices or things that are going on. So please keep that feedback coming. We don't look at negative feedback as negative feedback. It's
no.
just constructive criticism for real. So
Yeah. Please let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had some great feedback and, Christopher Taylor is serving his sentence. I'm all turned around. Presently is serving his prison sentence in Jeff City, I believe.
So he's still there. That's good.
Yes. So, her family, of course, no amount of time can undo what's happened, but our hearts go out to them. And Mindy, would you want to say a prayer for Whitney and her family?
I sure will.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just want to come to you this afternoon, and we know where Whitney is now, Lord, but we would like you to please watch over her friends, her family, as they had to watch this horrific event and go through it and not have a mom anymore. We just ask that you help them in any way possible. And we just hope our listeners, once again, are having a good day. And if not, our prayers go out to you and whatever may be going on. Amen.
Perfect. Thank you, Mindy. Yeah, everybody out there, remember, stay kind, stay curious, and don't forget, stay safe.
Yes.
No road or traffic incident is worth your life.
Just chill and get in the right hand lane.
Yes. Go the speed limit. Just you'll get there when you get there. Better safe than sorry. So you guys, thank you so much for listening today to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy. Drive safe, everyone.
Yes, Missouri, you bring the mystery.
And we'll bring the mayhem.
Peace out.